shitting on it hard because it's the current fucking punching bag.
Yes, indeed. Moving on to the next topic at hand. This was. It seems like E3 is in the air. It seems like it is getting closer and closer as we speak. And this was reported off of WindowsCentral.com, written by. Let me get the author here. Where's the author's name? Jez Corden. The Xbox Maverick console will be named Xbox One S All Digital Edition. Pre-orders in April 2019. First detailed of Brad Sams of Turot.com, Microsoft has been experimenting with Discless Xbox One S console, codenamed Xbox Maverick, with a launch window thought to be around Q1 2019. According to our sources, we now know a little bit more about the timing and marketing name of this intriguing new console. Microsoft is reportedly to set the Discless Maverick console, the Xbox One S All Digital Edition, with pre-orders aiming for mid-April 2019 and the general availability coming in early May 2019. It looks as though it could near global simultaneous launch for almost all existing Xbox materials. The Discless Xbox One S would be the first for the company offering fans the ability to ditch disc altogether and go all in on digital game license. As Microsoft pushes for, get this out of the way, hang on, video player. Microsoft pushes for a greater access to its games library via things like Xbox Game Pass, digital subscription, and other incoming streaming services. Project X Cloud dropping the disc drive from the all digital edition should make it the cheapest Xbox console yet, though we have no word on pricing just yet, or whether the console will see any design refinements beyond simply dropping the disc drive. Okay, so if this is true, if this is indeed true, that Microsoft is going to launch the all digital edition, the streaming console version, that the rumors have been out there for a while. If that is supposed to happen in next month into May, holy shit, is my first thought. Second off, this is something that I think is going to be really interesting to see, and it's going to, as far as like how much it is and how well it would do, I think it actually might do pretty well, honestly.
Yeah, like I've pointed out many times on this podcast with Xbox and people's reaction, like these are options, multiple options on how to easily play their games. And I think Microsoft is very much in the ballpark of, we just want people to play our games. We're not trying to be we're not trying to create a console that beats anything else. We just want to give people options. And I'd buy an all digital version if it weren't for the fact that I have GameFly.
Shout out to GameFly.
Dude, I played the demo to Division 2, and it's so much like Division 1 that I'm like, I don't feel like buying it. I like the story Division. I like the single / co-op stuff, but that I hate the multiplayer. I cannot stand the dead zone.
So
Sorry, I was kind of off track there, but
yeah, I was kind of wondering if you were leading into somewhere there.
No, I just stating the fact that that's why I would not buy the all digital version, and I would keep my disc version or get a new one that did disc, because of games like that, where I don't want to spend the $60, or I don't have that extra $60 to spend, so I'd rather rent it, and the only way to rent it is via disc. So buying an all-digital version would be a hindrance to me. But imagine a parent out there who knows that their kid wants to play games, but knows that their kid wouldn't be responsible with the discs, would get them scratched.
Yeah, thinking about it, like if you're a parent and you literally bought this can save, this can save you a lot of money, because like all you need is the console itself, the Game Pass, and you just got to pay $10
I
a month.
fucking guarantee you. I guarantee there's gonna be two versions of this discless version.
Oh yeah, there is.
It'll still be the Xbox One S, but there will be the standard version that comes with nothing but a controller and the system, and that's gonna be $200. And then there's gonna be the $300 version, which comes with Game Pass, a second controller, and a bunch of games pre-installed.
It's gonna be It's gonna and that's gonna be the one. It's gonna have, I want to say, better graphics because that sounds like the case.
It doesn't sound like. I mean, they might do an Xbox One X version, but with this leak or rumor, it sounds like they're doing only S right now for digital. But that could also be a test. They could be testing the waters to see if people want to buy it.
It's very true.
And then come November, boom, Xbox One S all digital version. So
a lot of these questions will be answered at E3 for sure, or not. Maybe they would not be there, and these are just rumors, and we're not able to see these consoles at all this year. But the initial thought of Microsoft doing this, as we said before, Microsoft is quite literally changing the game of the game industry. No pun intended. But yeah, they are quite out there making very, very bold moves, and they're playing the long con when it comes to what they're trying to do. They do have console, they do have exclusives, and that is still their brand that they want to sell. But the other thing that people are starting to realize is that Microsoft is using Game Pass, using that to get out there to as right now only on Xbox and on PC. But the thought of like it keep coming to the Switch. What if it comes to Android? What if it comes to phone devices? Like they are definitely playing a different game than the rest of the game industry. And it's going to be very interesting to see how time goes, but I think that Microsoft is on a whole other level in terms like how financially they can be successful at versus the way that we are used to seeing in the game industry. So
absolutely, with the stuff with Nintendo and whatnot, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm again. E3 is going to be the big answer for a lot of these questions, but just based off what we've been seeing and what the rumors been, actually take that back. No, at GDC, totally forgot. Yeah, much more of our questions will be answered at GDC because they're going to have a panel describing the how you can implement Xbox Live app on Nintendo and other mobile applications. So
what's the purpose of it being on there?
Absolutely.
Because an app on the phone or something makes sense, or my laptop because it can monitor my games and shit like that. But what would be the point of having it on a Switch? So that's what I'm really fucking curious about.
Absolutely. And then begs the question yet again. It's like, what's the benefit of doing it on the Nintendo Switch? What's the benefit of doing an app on an iPhone or an Android? Like, what's the benefit of that? What are the other companies getting in return? And we had this conversation. And one of the things that we brought up was Nintendo can say, "Hey, you can play the next Halo game." This is all theory crafting here, but say, "Hey, you can play the next Halo game on the go." As long as you have an internet connection. I think that's the caveat. But essentially, you can, if you have an internet connection with the Switch, you can play these games on the go. You can play the next Halo that normally would not have been feasible on a Nintendo system, since Nintendo is not as up to par graphic wise to other consoles. But they can say hey, you can do this on this console, on the go. And Microsoft can say, yeah, absolutely, because then all they want people to do is get on the Game Pass. It's what they want to do now. So let's see what happens. But Microsoft again making very bold moves, and making things are definitely.
What would be really fucking cool is to see a Game Pass version on the Switch. Again, like I said, if you play for Game Pass on Xbox. You get a version of the Game Pass on the Switch that has older Xbox games, or games that were multi-platform, or this is Microsoft and Nintendo's way to bring 64 and GameCube games to the Switch.
Yeah, man.
They could be working together on that kind of. I don't fucking know, man. We could get Nintendo games on the Switch. I'm sorry, Nintendo games on the Xbox. There's so many avenues and platforms that could potentially go with this route. I mean, we've talked about it before. I don't think that we're getting exclusive Nintendo games on the Xbox and vice versa. I don't see that happening. But Um, it's definitely a possibility.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's gonna be these next several months are gonna be probably the most interesting months I've ever seen in the game industry my entire life. So
Yeah.
we'll see how things go, but come back to us in a few months. We'll give you a different story. All right, so you know what that time is. You know what time it is. Well, it's 7:50, but